What's up, YouTube? I'm starting this video a little later on in the day. Well, later on in my commute. As you can see, it's probably not the same starting point as usual. But the topic for today is why sports gambling will ruin your life. My next point, or my first point, will be that your 99% chance will come out unprofitable and you're going to lose your money. I mean, it's the most obvious point, but bro, you don't have an edge, and no matter how much statistics you consume or how much information you consume on that particular team or that person, there's always something that's going to throw a loop in it. Just say, for example, Kevin Durant has never scored under 20 points against the Celtics his whole career. You put that on your parlay, you think it's a lock, and it loses. That's the stuff I talk about when I mean you're 99% chance that you're going to lose your money. And I also say that there's no edge in gambling because of situations like that. Like example, the LeBron 10 point. LeBron never scored under 10 points in the game. I mean, he's never done it yet, but there were instances where he scored like 11 or 12, or he got injured or something like that, especially with the injuries and their voids are bad. Like, you can consume all the information about a team, a person, and they get injured, so it makes it null and void. So that's why I say where it's like, I mean, it's common sense. The house has an advantage, but there's people that believe that they have true edges against sports betting, and I simply don't believe that because there are so much other factors that affects a player's performance or whatever you might be betting on. So you're going to lose your money. It's really the matter of how much money will you lose and how much money that I guess you'll win back to like shorten your losses in a way. And I know that a lot of people need to hear that because, like I said, people really think they're going to win, or they have that one bet that's going to change their life. By the time you win that one bet that's going to change your life, you're probably not even out the hole, because you have to gamble so much to even like get the opportunity to even put in a crazy bet that could change your life. And change your life will probably be like $100,000 or something like that, a couple $1,000s. And at that point, you're so fucking deep in the hole, it's not doing absolutely shit for you. At that point, I feel like you're just chasing your losses, because you have to be like seriously deep in to even start doing that. But my next point would be for the non-serious gamblers that will say they just put like a $10 or $20 ticket a couple times a weekend. If you start looking at your account and looking at what you're placing, those $20 add up. So just say you put in $20, 4 times out the week, that's $80 a week, and then you do that consistently over a month. I mean, that is like a bill that you can either be saving or investing or doing anything more productive with it. So just say that's like $300 something a month. That's some people car note. That's some people car insurance. That's something that you can be used more productively. I know that honestly, I feel like there should be a threshold to sports bet, income wise and I guess account wise. I feel like you should have a minimum income to sports bet. I feel like you should have a brokerage account, you should be contributing to a 401k, you should be saving actively before you even start sniffing sports betting. Because if you don't have none of those accounts and you're sports betting, you're already in the hole without sports betting. You're just digging yourself 10 times deeper when you're betting and don't have any, I guess, financial foundation. Like, you're literally setting yourself up to lose. And I don't understand why people don't see that and don't understand that. Maybe it's because in America we lack financial education in some households. maybe because people just want to be ignorant and do what they want. But I feel like you should have those foundational pieces in your financial life to even like consider sports betting. Once you hit those, I don't care. You can do what the hell you want. Just don't do it if you don't have the foundation. This is basic accounts and basic principles that everybody should have. But let me go on to my next point because I'm getting worked up. It would be that you get controlled financially by these sports books and by these players. I always see people DMing NBA, NFL players like, you fucked up you hear the stories on the podcast how people say, oh, you fucked up my parlay, I hope you die, you hope you do this, I hope you do that, kill yourself, all this crazy stuff that people say when they bet loses, like they're not actually human beings that you're talking to, but you'll find yourself going to sleep mad because the game didn't hit at night, you're more irritable, you're just in a bad mood over betting, bro, and it's literally just players and money. Mind you, you're not even a professional athlete, you're clocking into your job, so I don't understand how you're going to get mad at somebody that you can't even do it your fucking self. I want to see you go out on the court against LeBron James and score 15. Like, come on, man. Come on, gang. Like, this shit is really crazy how people get controlled by a damn sport. And it's really not by the sport, it's by the damn sports books. So y'all want to talk about like how women are emotional and all this. Meet a man that has active tickets in. He's raging, he's upset, he's borderline crying because his fucking leg missed by 1 point or whatever like that. It's just crazy to me, man. I don't know. Like, it's just all around a bad idea financially, emotionally, like all aspects of your life. That's why, I mean, I ain't gonna say it should be banned, but that's why it should be more like limited, I guess. And that's also bad. I'm a believer. I don't know what y'all niggas are, but that's why it's a sin. Because it literally ruins every single point of your life. Literally. But I want to bring this to my next point. About how you kind of get consumed in it. Like, you may find yourself watching sports that you don't even watch. Like, come on. I know my nigga is watching tennis. He can't name one player on the court and pick up a tennis racket in his life, but he has a 3-leg parlay on a tennis match. It's crazy. You find yourself doing extra research on players, sports, and games that you normally will not do. What else? You asking ChatGPT if your leg will hit or if these are good picks. You start buying people like pro sports bettors courses and discords and all this extra shit. You do a lot of dumb shit to get your leg, to get the edge or whatever like that, to put in tickets. You know what you can be doing with that money? You can be researching how to open a brokerage account. You could be researching what's my company's match for my 401k. You could be looking up budgeting videos. You can be doing all other kind of productive shit to help your financial life, rather than researching if this parlay or this specific leg is going to hit. Like, you're wasting your time, bro. Like, I literally do not understand how people get hooked to this, because you're literally designed for you to lose. And I definitely understand it, because I've sports betted before, and the rush you feel when, you know, your leg is 2 points away from it, I mean, it feels good. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good experience. But to actively know you're losing money, it's kind of crazy to me. Like, it's fun, but I guess in my brain, I knew that I would be losing money, so like this would be like a bad habit or just a bad thing in general to do for your financial health. My next point is not, I guess, religious, spiritual, but like I said earlier, that is a sin. Gambling is a sin. We all sin. We all do all kinds of stuff outside of gambling. Not me, but people rape, steal, kill, all this kind of stuff is all a sin. Is all bad. Gambling is a sin as well. So I guess if you want to be more in tune with the Lord and be more true to Him and live in the image of Him, then you probably shouldn't gamble. Even though I know we all sin as humans and we're not perfect, but just if you're spiritual, I wouldn't even call it spiritual. If you're religious, you believe in God, you're a Christian, then you should kind of try to aim not to gamble. Because I stopped gambling, and then I went in and started investing in gambling companies to still get exposure. And then I had a conversation with my grandpa, and he was like, he's a devout Christian, good man, and he was like, I don't think that's a good idea because you're kind of like profiting off of people misfortunes and addiction. So I ended up selling the stock, and I felt way better after having that conversation with him, because I was always on that what's morally correct and incorrect when investing in companies. And I know you can probably pick any company and say something that they're doing unethical or whatever like that. So if you want to be more in tune with the Lord, then I believe that you should maybe stop gambling. But I know as humans, we all face temptations and things like that. So it is what it is. And then my last point would be that the gambling companies are actively working against you. I mean, that's common sense. But if you're in the financial world and you sit on the earnings calls of these gambling companies, they talk about how, I guess in this quarter, we had more better friendly bets, aka that maybe a football game that people betted on went in the bettor's favor rather than the casino favor. And at the end of the day, it's a company. They're trying to be profitable. So, I mean, they're there technically to hurt your pockets, to enriching their pockets. So just thinking about that is like, man, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm literally a puppet to this company, because that's why they end up pushing parlays the most, because parlays is the easiest bet for you to lose. Yeah, it gives you the best profit or whatever payout, but if you sit in these calls, they push parlays the most because you're gonna lose the most. These one-leggers and stuff, like, you're more likely to win that if you little information. I know they just contradicted everything I said, but these one-leggers is what I would be doing if I was gambling. But they don't push those products. They push parlays and same game parlays and multiple legs, because they know that you're more likely to lose those. But I can really go on and on and on about gambling and how it's bad and how you shouldn't do it, especially, you know, with the situations of people I know where they're not rich and they're not Drake and they're not sponsored by a casino and they can't throw $300K down on black or red of the Chiefs and then not lose sleep about it. Hold on, before I go, one more topic. It's so pushed in the media, it's pushed when you watch the games, it's on the commercials, the celebrities are pushing it. It's literally everywhere. Betting used to be so taboo. You had to go to the casinos to do it. You didn't see that many advertisements for it. But now it's everywhere, and that's contributing to the huge problem of why people are getting hooked and losing their money and losing their ass financially because of this. Not even financially, they're losing relationships because they're fucking themselves outside of money and whatever. So I want to wrap this video up. I'm not anti-gambling, but I'm also not pro-gambling, and I also believe that there should be like certain stipulations for people to gamble. It's America, you can do whatever the hell you want, but in the best interest of your pockets and your relationships and not going in too deep, you should definitely consider not sports betting, because it can definitely go down a hole and you look up 5 years from now and you're regretting every decision you made. But I'm gonna wrap this one up. Hope you guys liked it. I might drop another video on this because I definitely like financial topics and like, I guess, improvement style videos. But I'll catch you guys Wednesday, and then we'll go from there.